Okay, day 10 in the house. Say hi.
Hi.
I didn't make a video yesterday, honestly. I was so tired at the end of yesterday. But we got the fridge out. Yay, the fridge is gone. So we have a new table saw, which is evidently now belongs to my father-in-law because he paid off his brother who just brought it by. He's like, here's a table saw. It doesn't come back to my house, so do with it what you want. So we had a table saw, and my father-in-law was like, well, you're just going to keep it here for me. So it's like, okay. So I don't know that my mother-in-law knows that he has bought a table saw yet, but it's here in the house. So I got some sawhorses and was using just one of the old pocket doors as a frame. Got a bunch of 2x4s and some OSB sheets for flooring that I have to rip up. Still haven't touched the water heater. We've been pulling more staples up through here. So we're pretty much up until like this point here and everything back, which is nice because we got some new tools to do that. There was a small leak that was coming from a line back here that I managed to find and unplug, and so now it's just drying out. There's the big addition right there, the new French doors that actually lock and close. So I sealed up all the edges with some backing rod and some expanding foam, so I got to come back maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after that, and just kind of, trim it all up, clean it up. But it expanded up. It's doing what I want it to do of insulating the outside. So outside looks really nice too, and I did the same kind of thing. Just backing rods, insulation all around the outside frame of the door, just so no air bugs or anything like that's going to be coming through. So that's the new flooring. So what we didn't mention about the doors is I had to pull up all of that section of flooring, which you have seen in the previous videos, because it was rotten. Like I was taking a pry bar to try to like get it up and like actually pry it off the floor, and it was just tearing like paper. It was so bad and rotten. So we have just the OSB sheeting that goes all the way out underneath the door frame, so it's nice and level under there. I did a couple more little just strips of OSB for right underneath the door so that we could get the frame on there. We replaced the old 1x4 that was in there. So there was just a little bit more of a gap along the top edge of the door frame for me to foam and stuff like that. And then I'll show you in here, under the lip of the French door, what we did is, so there's all our flashing and stuff, and right underneath all that flashing, we have a 2x4 that was pressure treated and structural, which is underneath so that we have weight underneath that sill, so we can step all the way on it. And then of course when we bring out like exterior flashing and stuff like that to do all of the outside. But that's on another day when I'll just trim it up. So we did not do the flashing all the way around the door, mostly because I would have had to have ripped all of the siding off in order to do it right. But we have this nice little gable out here. I mean, it goes at least, 3 feet from the house. So I'm not super concerned about water getting in through the sides of the door. I don't think it's really going to happen. So in all honesty, if I want to, if we do the exterior siding and stuff like that someday, then I can rip off all the siding and, take out the door, do it proper, do flashing all around the outside just so water doesn't get in there. But right now, it's not a concern. It looks great. It works. That's all I really care about. Door's still a little stiff, but it'll get there. We've already been through the kitchen, so all this has been cleaned up. Still have to rip out this section right here and replace it. We cleaned all this up. Today, we widened this door frame, so it's a nice, right now it's about 39 inches. But I'm going to put some 2x4s up here along the weight just to reframe all of that. Probably take out these little things here left over from the pocket door and run a little bit of 2x4 up across the top. So when we go to actually do trimming and stuff like that, we'll cover everything. Of course, I got to rip those out and replace that little strip there of the OSB, sheathing and stuff like that. So all of those planks that were damaged with the animal pee, we ripped all of those 1/4 inch sheets up today. Becca's birth dad came down from Kelso and helped me just rip all of those up, and we pulled out all the screws and stuff like that were left over. So this is what the floor looks like underneath, which is not bad. The smell is so much better in here. Just like, I think most of it was in those sheets of plywood. So we kind of lucked out there. We're still going to treat all this, and then I'm going to get some self-leveler before we do anything. And we're going to just flatten everything out, get it all nice and even and level throughout, and run all of that up in through the kitchen when we finally do the flooring. We still have not been able to do too much in here. Like, I've got some new flanges and stuff like that. Becca says she wants to do like a heat gun and rip up all this linoleum. In all honesty, if it's going to be too big of a pain in the butt, I may just end up cutting this out, ripping up the pieces and just putting new OSB through here, because that will be so much easier than just struggling with linoleum for hours and hours and hours. Same thing in the back master bedroom or master bath. You know, depending on how stubborn this stuff wants to be, I may just rip it all out, replace it, because it does kind of smell. So just rip it all out, replace it with new OSB. Bought a new flange for that. So obviously, like, when we put the flooring in and stuff like that, like, the toilets will be flush. But I'm only going to do one bathroom at a time, because I want one working bathroom in the house where I'm spending so much time and effort instead of having to, like, run to the supermarket every time I have to use the bathroom. Ivy's been in and out of her room. She absolutely loves it and is just ranting and raving about all the wonderful things she's going to do there. But yeah, we have not focused at all on this back section of the house yet. Honestly, because it's where less work has to happen. I do also still have to cut a framing piece for that. So that's the crawl space access. Like, you can see how small that piece is. I'm going to flush it out so that it's actually like a full sheet that covers that section there of the OSB. Put some flush handles down on top of it. I'm going to be ripping out all of this cabinet pieces here, because this is just going to be my comics are going to be stacked up along here, because I got more than enough to fill that space. And then game shelving for the rest of the cabinet. And since I don't have anything up on top to worry about, I can go up pretty high if I need to. I'm going to close this up just real quick, but yeah, it's been a pretty eventful week. We rested quite a little bit this week, because, like, when I came in Wednesday and was pulling up all those staples, I definitely overdid it that day. I worked too hard, and so when I woke up, like, even going back to the house, I was like, oh my, like, I was hurting quite a bit. So realized I should take it easy. So Thursday we didn't come down here at all. Friday I did the door frame, and that was it was an all-day project. Like, I owe Kelly and Kathy Steffen some major kudos, because they got here at like 9 o'clock in the morning. They were helping me do all of these projects. We got the door in. We were done at like 5 o'clock at night. So it was an all-day project, but it's in. It looks good. It works. That's good enough for me. All right, that's it for today. Me and Becca will be back again tomorrow, working on some stuff. I still got to pull all that stuff out before we do any self-leveling, because I'm not having just random coaxial lines, or cable lines, coming up through the floor. Like, as much as it would be nice to have a little TV there and a TV there, we don't use cable, so it's just streaming, and there's not going to be a TV in this room anyway. All right, well, love you guys. We'll keep in touch, and eventually I will actually post these things to YouTube so you can see them. All right, bye.